welcome everyone back in my living room. Haven't left my house, so I hope you are all doing well, and I thank you for joining wherever you are landing from. If you are interested in making sure that you stay up to date on all of our postings, there's a subscribe button and a little bell just down below somewhere. If you click on those things, then you'll know whenever we've posted something new, just in case we don't get to the social media pages or you don't get to the social media pages. I have a feeling that most of us are social mediating right now, but hopefully you can do those two things, stay up to date with what we're offering. As far as today's class goes, we're going to do something a little bit more moving than what I have personally done on the schedule. We're going to keep it a little bit foundational, so this is a great class for beginners and those who just like to detail their practice a little bit. We will be doing some resting poses between some of the major sets of postures, and hopefully this will inspire you to stay in your practice today. Thank you for joining me again. Namaste. So we want to start with some grounding exercises, and I'm just taking a moment to find my breath, and I'm going to gather the things that I want to use for lying back on our spines. So we're going to take some blocks maybe, or a bolster, and just place them behind the thighs to offer some rest to our lumbar spine. And I like eye bags, so eye bags are going on. And then arms out to the sides, at least a foot away from your side body. And we want to turn the palms of the hands to face the ceiling here. Fingers nice and restful, palms of the hands nice and restful. And we'll just begin by scanning through our experience to notice any places of tension. I immediately go to my eyes, my ears, and my jaw. I hold a lot of tension here. But you can also explore shoulders and belly and legs and toes and fingers. There's lots of places to look. The intelligence behind our sequence today is one that we're going to be working on a set of postures, and then the opposite set of postures will sort of counteract the effects and the stretches, and the sort of, it gives an opposition to our body. And so as we think about the ways in which we are approaching our practice, one of the components that makes yoga what it is the physical postures, the stretching, all of the exercises, the movements, the breathing techniques, the relaxation techniques. These develop a really good global functioning of the body. And so in this sequence today, you'll notice we'll do things like forward bends followed by backward bends. And so right now, I'd like you just to take your breath deep into your belly for some diaphragmatic breath. So you can take your hands onto your abdomen if you would like, and feel the lift and lower of the palms as the breath presses into the belly. You might also notice the movement of the diaphragm up and down. Allowing yourself this time to relax. Just to breathe deeply and start to focus the mind on the breathing. We'll use this posture, so get really good at it, refine it pretty quickly in between a lot of our sets of poses. As an effort to return our heartbeat back to normal, to reground, to just simply rest and let the posture do what it does to our body. Okay, let's roll through the wrists and the ankles. Let's spread our fingers and our toes. And we'll just come into a nice little ball. Hug your knees and thighs into your chest. Lace your fingers, rock from side to side, and then wiggle, wiggle, wiggle as you extend your fingers and arms up towards the sky, your legs and toes up towards the sky, and then just sort of rest in what I call sleeping dog, but just a soft joint, restful pose with the legs extended upwardly, same with the arms. Hips and shoulders very grounded. Staying with your breathing still, please. Taking your time. Noticing how the mind is settling deeper into the body. Okay, let's roll over to our side. Pressing up nice and slowly and just coming into Sukhasana. So these are sort of the warm-up exercises. They set sort of a tone for how we want to exercise through the rest of the stretches. The hands come to the heart in just reverence for this time, this practice, honoring the body. We'll start with a pranayama called Anulom Vilom or Nadi Shodhana. We're going to take our right thumb and place it to the outside of our right nostril. And this is going to press the breath so that the breath moves through the left nostril only. And we'll draw in a nice slow deep inhale. We're going to skip the pointer and middle finger, and we're going to go to use the ring finger. When we exhale, I'd like you to place the ring finger to the left nostril, releasing the thumb and breathing slowly out the right side. At the bottom of your exhale, pause, and then take a slow inhale in through the right side, all the way up. You can visualize it to the third eye. And again, pause, and then we'll switch. We'll take the thumb back onto the right nostril, open up the left side, and our exhale will go out the left nostril. And this is the sequence to go back and forth. When we inhale, we're going to slowly draw the breath in through the left nostril, all the way up to the third eye. And we'll pause. And then we'll switch, bringing the ring finger back onto the left nostril, releasing the thumb from the right nostril, and breathing out. When we get to the end of the exhalation, pause and breathe in slowly, filling belly, ribs, and chest on the front and the back. Switch, breathing out through the left side. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath out. 2, 3, 4, and inhale. 2, 3, 4. Let's switch sides and slowly exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath out. And once again, breathe in. Pause, retain the breath at the top. And when you need to, release the exhalation through the left side. Take your time. It's hard to control your breath this way, and it can create a lot of anxious sort of responses. But another component of our practice is an idea of self-regulation. Release your hands and just notice how that sat in your body. Self-regulation is really our ability to control all of our internal stress responses, to control the emotional responses we have. Okay, let's rest our right ear to our right shoulder. Breathe into and out from the left side. You can walk the left fingers away. You can point your nose down, slightly up, just to change the point of sensation. And then we'll just take over the left ear to the left shoulder and work through the right side of the neck. When you take your fingertips to the floor and walk it away, sometimes you can experience this down into the shoulder, maybe even down the arm. Keep your breath steady. Nice, slow, calming breaths. Coming back to center and then chin to chest. Your hands can come to the back of your skull as a guide or a weight, not a tug. Keep the scapula and the shoulder blades on the back together and down. Relax your elbows. And then inhale, let's take our chin up towards the ceiling. Not to collapse the back of the neck, but to lengthen the skin under the throat. Stretch your chin up. You could try to get an underbite, and then everything back to center. Okay, and just to exercise the eyes, very important part of our body, and sometimes under exercised. Take a thumbs up like you're hitchhiking. Look at your thumbnail.
Focus on it, but be able to see the peripheral vision, everything foggy and soft. How wide is it? And then we're just going to switch the vision beyond the thumb. So the thumb is now out of focus and everything else is clear. Coming up to our feet, we'll move through some variations of sun salutations. So just finding the four corners of the feet, big toe mound, baby toe mound, inner and outer heel. And we'll bring our hands to heart. If you have an intention, think of it now as you lift your arms up to the sky. Exhale into your forward bend. On your in-breath, extend the spine forward and stretch out of your waist. And then we're going to fold and hold as we keep breathing nice and slowly. Feeling your palms pressing slightly down. Maybe it's the pads of your fingers on the floor. Inhale, look up. And when you exhale, take your right leg way to the back of your yoga mat. Lower the knee. And you can point the toe or leave the toes curled under if you'd like onto your fingertips. Nice long spine. Set your eyes still and let the body absorb the posture. So feeling the response of your body relaxing as you take those long, deep breaths out. This is very calming to the nervous system. Let's bring the left leg back, toes together, knees wide, child's pose. And in this child's pose, we'll keep the arms stretched out onto the finger pads. Wrists, elbows are off of the floor. The arms are toned. The heart, throat, and face are soft. Take a deep breath. Empty your lungs all the way out. Now coming up onto hands and knees, fan the fingers, get a good connection with the earth. Move through cat and cow. Really good way to feel into the movements of the spine. We can observe the places that have more movement or more tension. We can start to focus on the breath, expanding the body in these places that feel a little tighter. Noticing how smooth the breath is, bringing the hands forward and lowering chin and chest between the hands. Relax the shoulders, feeling the back bend of Ashtangasana, forehead or your chin on the ground, and then lengthening the skin of the throat. Keep your toes and your feet connected to the ground. Slide all the way out onto your belly, loop and roll your shoulders back, and come into Cobra. Feel the buoyancy of your body here, floating on the breath, in and out. Take your time, feel your feet, your baby toes, and release the pose. Press back into table or plank if you feel strong today, and come into downward facing dog. Downward dog, feet are hip distance apart. Fingers are spread nice and wide, middle fingers facing forward. Feel the breath move through your body. Feel the posture softening. And then bringing the right leg so that it steps right beside the right thumb. Lower your left knee down and take your gaze forward again. So opposite lunge. Back toe curled under, front foot wider is a little bit more stable. Steady your eyes, soft vision. Bring that left foot forward. Uttanasana at the top of your yoga mat, forward bend. Inhale, half lift just to get the spine nice and long, and one more time, fold and hold. Let your breath guide you through the pose. Let's come up to standing. Extend the arms to the sky as you inhale, and then exhale, bringing everything back to your heart center. And just feeling the upright position. Nice and steady for a moment. Observing, feeling, and then releasing the arms, and we'll do the other side. Arms up, inhale. Exhale, once again, fold. And then we'll just extend through the front of the spine on our in-breath. And then as we exhale again, nose to knees. Bring the shoulder blades closer together on your spine so that your shoulders are not your earrings. Relax your head, neck, face, jaw, wherever your holding points are, so that there's a rest here. Take the left leg back for your knee down lunge. High onto those fingertips like spider mudra or tented mudra. Gaze up. And then when you are ready and connecting to your exhale breath, let's take our wide child's pose. Sit the hips to the heels in sequence with your exhalation. Tent the fingers, elbows, wrists lifted, shoulders soft, face relaxed. Take a deep breath in and breathe out slowly. All right, inhale back up onto hands and knees. And let's find our cow pose. Look up, and then as you exhale, round the back. And continue to just move here with your breathing. Press down through your shins and the tops of your feet just as much as you focus on the palms. Walk the hands forward, shift the weight forward, elbows in as you lower down. Ashtangasana. Relax the tops of the shoulders to the floor. Soften the spine. Feel the feet on the floor. Relax the eyes and low cobra, barely pressing into those hands. But at the same time, let's see if we can get those shoulders maybe just slightly higher than the elbow points. Release down, table to downward facing dog. Or again, you could do plank. Nice big sigh out if you want through the mouth to release excess spent up energy. Getting really good on shifting that stuff. Let's step the left leg forward to the left thumb, right knee down, gazes forward. You're welcome to lift your arms to the sky here if you want. Curl the right toe, press off of the right toe, forward fold at the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold and hold. Not your breath, just your body. And when you're ready, nice sweeping full breath in, arms out wide. Gaze lifts to the thumbs, connect the palms, hands to the heart. Breathe in and out. And just make sure that your weight is evenly distributed. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward, bow. Relax your neck. Inhale, half lift, and as you fold, remember you can always bend your knees if it's necessary. Try to bring your fingertips more in line with your toes, and then right leg back, knee down lunge. Gaze is up. Exhale, wide child's pose. Inhale, cow. To your hands and knees, and then exhale for cat. Hands slightly forward. Bring the heart forward 3 or 4 inches, and then lower down, chin and chest, knees and feet, all touching the floor with the palms of the hands. Low cobra. Shoulders above elbow points, upper palate reaching to the brain. Exhale, table to downward facing dog. Breathe out fully and completely. Inhale, let's sweep the right leg up to the sky, just until the leg wants to bend, and then bring it forward. Lower your left knee, gazes up. And then to complete your exhalation, step to the top of your mat and bow. Inhale, standing mountain pose, Utthita Tadasana, palms press. Exhale, back to your equal standing pose, gazes forward. Arms reaching up to the sky. When you are ready to breathe, as we start to move through the second side, sweeping breath in and up. And as we exhale, bow. Half lift. And let's take that left leg back. Lower the knee. Lift the gaze. Inhale. Exhale, wide child's pose. long spine. Inhale, cow body gazes up. Exhale, cat body gazes to the pubic bone. Inhale, gaze to the top of your mat, walk the hands forward, knees, chin, and chest to the ground. Inhale, front body long, low cobra. Exhale, table, again to downward facing dog. Slow breath here. Lift the left leg up to the sky just until it wants to bend. And step your foot to your left thumb. Right knee down, gazes forward. Inhale, breath. Curl the right toe, push off the toe. Standing forward, bow at the top of your mat. And inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Pressing from a very rooted foot, hands to your heart and back and center. That's our sun salutations. Let's take a deep breath in and feel your feet. Exhale. So we're going to move onto our back, and this is one of our resting moments. So you will see that we go into action and then we repose. And it's very important in this time to be as effective as you can. We're heightening the efficacy of our relaxation response. So breathe in and out. Relax eyes, ears, jaw, shoulders, hands, palms, fingers, toes, belly, hips, legs, ankles, feet. Relax the breath. All right, so in just a moment, we're going to begin to move through our sequence, and you'll notice that it is a set of postures followed by some resting. And to start, we're going to do a little bit of core stimulation. But we always want to make sure that we're protecting our back. So you're always welcome during the set to sit onto your hands. I like palms down, hands underneath the buttocks. Flex your feet just as though you're lying in mountain pose, and inhale the right leg towards the ceiling. Relax your shoulders as you exhale, lower the heel to just a hover off the floor. And let's repeat it. Inhale, lift it up. And exhale, lowering it to a hover. Keeping both sides of the pelvis nice and stable. Shoulders relaxed as best you can. Jaw nice and soft. Keep lifting and lowering just the right leg with your breathing. All right, let's take the left knee into our chest as we lower the right leg down just for wind relieving pose. And you'll feel as you extend through your right leg, this is a nice counter stretch for the front of that hip that we've just sort of tightened and exercised. Stay here, shoulders flat, ribs flat, breath steady. Softening the front of the hip crease. And then extending both legs down again into your mountain pose. Sitting back onto your hands, lift your left leg up and lower your left leg to a hover. Inhale as you bring it up. And exhale as you take it to the hover. And we'll just keep repeating the single leg lift and lower. Keeping the opposite leg remaining flat on the floor. You can push down into your hands to help to lift the leg. Keep both knees straight and keeping yourself nice and stable. Bring the right knee into the chest for a single leg wind relieving pose. And just feel how your breath in and out of your belly can sort of create a little pressure point there. It sort of massages the digestive system. And resist. And then let the leg come down. Now we'll do two legs, or you can go back and forth single leg lifts if you want. Inhale, lifting both legs up to vertical. Exhale to a hover. You could also do the water wheel if you'd like. Knees bend into your chest on the inhale. As you lift, good. And to a hover. Doing your best to stay strong and conscious of all of the points of reference that we had sort of refined in the single leg lifts as we increase the intensity. Feet to the floor, come off of your hands and bring both knees into your chest. Hug and hold for a moment, and then let's just open up the front of the hips in a bridge pose. Take deep, long, slow breaths in and out through the nose. No rush here. Float the hips up high from a really grounded space, shoulders, arms, hands, feet, back of skull. And then lower the back. Bringing the knees in one more time, a little bit of a counter stretch. And then again, let's find our repose or resting pose. Feel the effects of the posture, the nervous system, respiratory system, circulatory system. Feel the thoughts and let the breath just anchor the thoughts. Everything coming down into a restful, present state. Come on up to seated. Cross your legs. And just move towards the back end of your yoga mat into a child's pose. We're going to lace the fingers and we're going to come into a dolphin movement. So chin beyond the knuckles. And then we're going to press chest back towards the thighs. Okay, so there's lots of different levels to this posture. And here I'm just starting in our modification where the knees are down. Okay, I like to take the pinkies out straight so I have a flat surface to work on, but watch that the elbows don't go wider than the shoulders. Keep everything tucked in and toned. You're welcome to, in a moment, I do, but you can take your knees off the floor. I sort of broke it half and half. Good. Lifting the knees up, and now dolphin in more of a dog shape. Don't forget to get that stretch in the chest and shoulders when you go back. Chin touches those knuckles each and every time. Nice and stable. It's hard for me too. Keep going. Just a few more repetitions. All right, child's pose. And then set up for a headstand or headstand modification. Place the palms to the back of the skull, the crown of the head just in front. Curl the toes and lift up off of your knees. Extend one leg up to the sky and hold. Press down firmly through the arms, draw the shoulders out of the ears, pull in the belly and notice your breath. Switch your legs. You're welcome to just simply have your knees on the floor here, but keep your posture steady. For those of you with a headstand practice, safely. Good. Feet down, knees down. Child's pose. Relax your shoulders. Feel the sensations. Notice your breathing. And really using this relaxation pose to normalize any of that circulation after the headstand, to counter stretch the spine. Let the arms just relax along your sides with the palms upwards towards the sky. All right, we're going to move into our next posture. We're going to lie down all the way onto our back, coming into the shoulder stand. So you're welcome to just insert Viparita Karani here, where you leave the hips on the floor or on a block and you extend the legs up. Otherwise, we're going to lift into bridge. We're going to hold our pelvis with our hands, just so we can get a really narrow elbow. We're going to lift right leg, then the left leg, or whichever feels right for you, to the sky, and gently press the fingertips into the back. There are lots of angles we could take the boomerang shape with the body, knowing that we are working towards a straighter spine, but one that happens when our body is ready. So we're listening. We're in relationship with our body here. Okay, stay with your deep abdominal breathing. And this really does limit the use of the upper lungs, so take your time. Okay, coming back into the bridge pose. One foot and then the other foot touches the ground. We'll hold the bridge pose. Taking breaths in and out of the nose, nice and slowly. Good, stay with it. Just another breath or two here. Lowering the hips to the ground. Very good. Breathe in, relax the shoulders, bring some weightedness, let the knees touch one another, and breathe out. Close the eyes. Again, we're resting, so if the mind starts to wander anywhere else, let it go. Let's come back into our bridge pose, just so that we can sit our hips onto our wrists. Preparation for Matsyasana, fish pose. Point the toes, lift the heart, bring the crown of the head to the floor. Okay, shoulders are not connecting to the ground, so if you feel yours touching the floor, we need to just realign ourselves so the hips are down, the heart is lifting, the breath is wide. Make sure you're pressing down into the elbows, and then as you arch your back, you're taking very little weight into the crown of your head. And then let's come out and again find our resting pose, Shavasana. Arms are released, legs are released, body is released. Total rest, all clear. Okay, we're gonna come back up to seated again. You can roll to your side or just grab a leg, kick up. Okay, legs are straight up in front of you, feet just slightly apart. Reach the arms up and exhale, reach towards your feet. Paschimottanasana, the forward bend. While this looks relatively simple, there is a lot going on as we open up our back body. And this is the back body literally from the heels to the top of the spine. And as we practice this asana, we stimulate the internal organs, the entire nervous system. And it is really necessary that we relax the whole body, loosen it up first, using the breath as we come in and out of the pose. Don't try to bring your head down to your knees, because that'll curve your spine. Instead, try to bring your torso as forward as possible while keeping the knees and the spine straight. Sorry, that is my grandfather clock in the background. Inhale, let's get ourselves up. And we're going to take the sole of the right foot into the extended left leg. And we're just going to move into a head to knee pose. Okay, long, slow breaths. You can place your block if you want underneath the back of your right thigh. Pull the head of the femur back towards the mat behind you. Relax into your exhalations, expand into your inhalations. Inhale, lift up, and exhale. Let's just go ahead and change the other side. So right leg out, left leg bent, reaching towards your foot, or just simply letting your hands rest along the sides of your leg. If you have a strap, you can always use a strap here. me a forward bend. Inhale, lift ourselves up. And let's prepare wide legs. Okay, so we're just doing a few different variations of forward bends in this section of this sequence. So we'll start to walk the arms towards the feet, or just learning to simply sit up straight. Okay, extend through your heels, take a deep breath in, exhale, relax. Feel yourself advancing forward just a little bit each time you exhale. Make sure that in a moment when we release the posture, that there is that extension of lengthening out before you lift up, even if it's just a couple of inches. Okay, so not quite yet. Stay with it. Very good. Let's take our hands back to the floor and inhale, press to rise, heart going forward first. Bring the legs together. The hands behind you, pointing fingertips forward, shoulder distance apart, and let's open the front body now. So we did the back, now we're doing the front. This is inclined plank or reverse table. Good. Feel your feet and hands firmly pressing into the floor. Turn on the hamstrings. You can have your chin tucked in or head falls back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and watch the knees are still over the heels. Breathe in and out. This is our counter pose to the forward bend, and it's going to help to strengthen the muscles of your arms, your legs, and your back. No, I'm not on pause. I'm with you. Let's let the hips come down now. Good. Take a breath in. And from here, we're going to come all the way onto our belly, and we will relax. And just feel. Feel what you feel. All the feels. Take your time. Let it slowly dissipate. Okay, low cobra. Hands along the sides of the breasts, lift the chest, lower the feet, nice and firm. Watch that your shoulders are not high and protruding, but they are back and down. Make sure that your neck is not kinked, but it's nice and extended. And just release the pose. Take your right leg and lift your right leg off the floor, keeping forehead and left leg and hands still rooted. Hold the pose, breathe. Release the right leg and take up the left leg. Release the left leg. Lift both legs and your chest. Try to keep your legs close. Watch that they don't get too far apart. Create some space between your thighs and the floor. And release, exhale. Fingers behind your back laced or holding elbows. Lift into Yoga Mudra, or you can just keep your hands on the floor. A little slightly deeper variation. Feet are grounded here. Release down, grab your feet now. Kick the feet back, lift and peel the chest up. And breathe. Release. once again, rest. Right ear to the mat. Total rest. Child's pose. Okay, from child's pose, let's once again take the legs out in front of us. We're going to just sort of let that all go with a spinal twist, bringing our left leg across. We can either flag the elbow. I've chosen to bind with my extended leg. If you have any other favorite variation, please practice your favorite variation today. Feel the fullness of your spine rotate. Take your low back up and in. Collarbones wide, and release the pose. Move to the other side. Right leg steps across, flag the elbow, maybe bind. Inhale and exhale slowly through the nose. Watch your chin isn't too high. Make sure your right foot is flat. You're not rolling up. And then let's come out of our pose and back into child's pose. And in child's pose is where we're resting now. My son keeps coming in and out of the background. It's funny. There he is, bugging me about a game, playing with his friends. The reality of our days right now. Oh, so funny. Okay, let's take a breath in. I'd like you just to find a squat. So soles of the feet nice and flat, hands at prayer, elbows wide, just opening up the inner thighs, hips settling down in between. Okay, any other variation that you practice is wonderful. You could sit onto your bum, use a block, or supports for underneath your heels if they're not connecting fully. And just breathe in and out, fullness of your lungs, don't forget. Take your time. Okay, hands coming to the floor. I'm going to grab my block here. I like to use this as a slight modification to our crow pose, which is a hand balancing pose, and it doesn't mean that you have to get there today, but what this will do, will allow your hips to get up a little bit higher. Gaze is forward, toes are together. And you're just resting your knees slightly into the armpits, but really working on lifting away from the ground with your hips. You can take 1 or 2 feet off the floor. You might alternate back and forth until you find your center and breathe. 3 and 2 and 1. Hang on, you can do it. And let's release it down. Good. Still nice and steady when you leave your pose. Remove your block, come to your feet, and forward bow. Exhale. Doesn't it feel good to meet your body this way? Just to let it all go. Let all of your day fall off your back. Give back to your body. Give back to your mind. Free of judgment. Practicing patience, which just seems to be a really important part of our day right now. It's like a little hug for your system. Okay, let's bind with our big toes. We're going to go to Padangusthasana, holding the first toe with our first and second fingers. So far we've looked at the physical posture, stretching exercise, movements, breathing techniques, relaxation techniques. The idea of self-regulation. As we come up to standing mountain pose, let's just notice again what we're feeling. Non-reactive, just observing. Feeling the mountain, feeling stable, feeling steady, feeling supported. Okay. Let's come into tree pose. Standing onto the right leg to the left foot, to either the top of your standing foot, your ankle, your calf, above your knee to your inner thigh. Reach the arms to the sky, press the palms or take them shoulder distance apart, and look to your hands. Give yourself a little bit of an edge here. Third component to what really makes yoga yoga, kind of the science behind it, is the cultivation of mind-body awareness. Where is my body? Where is my mind? Release the foot, and let's go to the other side. Vrikshasana. Sounds fancier when you say it in Sanskrit. Let's be able to feel and experience what's going on. Observing the flow of thought. And notice how this increases your mindfulness. And ultimately, it can help you change your behaviors in a more positive way. Okay, back to mountain pose. Almost there. Thanks for joining me today, everyone. I miss you all. Grounding, centering, mountain pose. Okay, right leg forward, left leg back. Turn the left toes out. And keep the right toes facing forward, arms inhale over the legs. And we're going to reach laterally over the right leg so that the fingertips can come to our block on the right side or the floor as we extend the left arm up to the sky. For Trikonasana, or the triangle pose, keep both sides of your body equally long. And press the head of the right thigh back towards the standing left leg. Take your left arm, which is lifted over your head now. Hang on to it. Bit of a power variation of this pose. Reach that left arm back up and inhale easily to standing. Let's switch to the other side. Left toes back. Pointing right toes to the side. Inhale. Trikonasana. Exhale. Keep breathing. We're going to shift the arm position, turning the palm of the hand to face over the head and extending the arm so it's just above the ear. Good. Inhale. Right arm to the sky like you grabbed a skyhook or a best friend, an angel. Stand up. Good. Feet back into center. Tadasana, mountain pose. My teacher used to always say, ta-da, here I am. Let yourself show up. Tadasana. There is my grandfather clock again. Breathe in and out. What do you notice in your house? Sounds. We're going to move on to our spine. Get yourself cozy. Put my sweater on. Could put my Earl and Ray slippers on if you've watched it before. And we're going to prepare for our relaxation, which is a sort of scanning of the body to physically, mentally, and then spiritually relax. So the final component of what makes yoga yoga is really being able to kind of be reflective of the traditional origins of yoga. And it's this idea of experiencing deeper states. So these spiritual states, if you will, sort of transcendent states, they might only even be short term, but it is a point of experience that you get when you're in deep meditation, and it can be really transformative to people, bring a much more positive lifestyle to the forefront. You might start to gravitate a little bit more towards the good in life, better, more positive goals, you could improve and enhance your general meaning of life and your purpose. So we're going to start here on our back with just resting our physical body. I want you to take low rhythmic breaths using your abdomen. And then follow your breath in and out of the body. Just taking your time, just to have a clear picture in your mind of where your feet are. And feeling them being pulled down with gravity. Maybe you can send a mental command to your feet by just silently saying, I am relaxing my feet. I am relaxing my feet. My feet are relaxed. And just move up the body. Each time clearly visualize the area that you're focusing on. Think about the pull of gravity and your rhythmic breathing. And then send the command to that area just to relax it. Your ankles, your calves, your knees, thighs, hips, buttocks, abdomen, chest, lower back, middle back, shoulders, neck, hands, fingers, arms, mouth, eyes, facial muscles, and scalp. Go slow. And finally, please, once you move through your sort of physical body parts that you can name as we have, try to relax your internal organs. Again, you might just visualize the area, breathe slowly, and just send the command to relax one organ at a time. You can feel your kidneys, your liver, the intestines and bladder, and pancreas, stomach, heart, lungs, and brain. Just allowing your subconscious mind to convey the command. Relax. And as we go a little bit deeper, noticing how the mind is always sort of moving between the past and the future. And even when it's within the present, it's always being pulled by the five senses. And so it needs to relax. So we're going to continue to practice some mental relaxation for this next couple of moments. You can continue your abdominal breathing. This time, inhale and exhale for 5 seconds each. The speed and the rhythm of your breath and your thought waves are intimately linked. So start to observe the flow of the air moving in and out of your nostrils. 5 seconds in. 5 seconds out. 5 seconds in. 5 seconds out. And soon your mind will be calm. And if you just start to sense it becoming active, just focus on your breath again until it quietens. 5 seconds in. And 5 seconds out. 5 seconds in, and 5 seconds out. Now, for this last portion of our relaxation period, you're welcome to stay on your back, or we'll very slowly transition to seated Sukhasana once again. We begin our practice here, cross legs, eyes closed, moving very effectively. Once again, we'll close our eyes. Take a deep few breaths. And now, as we spiritually relax, let your thoughts have a carefree focus. So we're just going to visualize a calm lake. No waves. And then just picturing that still water resting on your inner self, okay, which is timeless and unchanging. Still, calm, timeless, and unchanging. A carefree focus. During spiritual relaxation, according to Swami Vishnu Devananda, this is when the yogi identifies himself with the all-pervading, all-powerful, all-peaceful and joyful self within himself, the real source of knowledge and strength. And as your meditation practice deepens, you will gain glimpses of states of being that you've probably never experienced before. You might start to feel as though the heaviness of life can start to dissipate a little bit, almost like a cloud in the sky moves and it becomes a clear blue one. You kind of have a greater sense of inner space, positivity, and a real feeling of trust in the goodness of life. And you'll start to realize that beyond the familiar world of thoughts and emotion lies a whole new realm of consciousness. You sense yourself, your ability to expand beyond the awareness of your body and your mind, and ultimately you'll experience a feeling of unity with everything around you. Swami Sivananda says, meditation is the cessation of mental activities. When your thoughts reduce by just 20%, you will experience relief and a sense of self-control. Thank you all for joining me today. Bring your hands to your heart, bow your head. It is an honor and a privilege to be sharing with you and for you to have taken your time, your precious time, to sit with me. Namaste. Please be well.